Hello and welcome to a Dungeon Defenders 2 video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing what is the fastest way to acquire Defender medals, in my opinion. Now keep in mind that this is my opinion. Opinions can vary. There are other people who might have better solutions or so forth, but this is my opinion as far as, well, I'm concerned. So, bear with me. So if you're new to the game, fairly new, you will know, at least if you played once, you will know that the best way to acquire new characters, or pretty much most of the things in the game, is by grinding Defender medals. So from the very get-go, the moment you start the game, you're going to want to acquire as many Defender medals as you can. Now hopefully, not hopefully, now thankfully, once you've only just started, you basically clear out the campaign and you pretty much get enough Defender medals. You pretty much get you get enough Defender medals to pretty much cover half of what you need. So after that, it's just doing a few dailies, maybe start grinding a little bit, a few Chaos Towers, and you're pretty much nicely set to acquire your first hero, which you're going to choose. And of course, you're not going to stick to one hero, you're going to want all of the heroes. Now, the heroes that you start with are essentially enough to basically get you through pretty much anything in the game, like you may have heard from everyone saying it, and it's true. They pretty much have everything that you need to survive. They have all three of the types of defenses that you need, which is the barricade, the turrets, and the traps. It's very important that you learn to recognize what is what, because barricades are essentially they're the defenses that block enemies from going through. Turrets are the ones that shoot at enemies, including the ones that actually shoot flying enemies. They are also very important. And then there's the traps, which are immune to being hit, but they obviously are they drain up. So you definitely want to acquire, if you're going to acquire new heroes, you're going to at least want to acquire a group of heroes that actually has all three of these defenses. That said, as far as acquiring new heroes, it requires you 10,000 Defender medals to acquire these heroes. So let's break that down. 10,000 Defender medals. Like I said, after you clear the first campaign, it doesn't really matter you that much because you are pretty much halfway set to acquiring as much needed. However, after you've acquired your first hero, you're back to 0 Defender medals, and you obviously want to grind for more. And if you want to grind for a hero, you will committedly do so without wasting Defender medals to upgrade your gear. Upgrading gear is definitely important, but I don't recommend upgrading them with Defender medals. I do not recommend upgrading with Defender medals. You're going to use gold, because gold is there for that very reason. It's there to be used for upgrading gear. So you don't have to waste your Defender medals, so you can acquire those well-desired heroes. So do not try to not upgrading with Defender medals. More so of that. Why? Because in a while. But essentially, what's going to be is once you're back to 0 Defender medals, obviously your biggest choice, your biggest noticeable way to acquire Defender medals is going to be your daily. So you're basically probably going to pick your I don't know, weakest mission that you can do quickly to get that daily. And I guess if you feel like it, if you don't want to put too much effort into the game but still want to acquire those characters, and at some point, then all you got to do is do the daily, and all you want to do is do the daily, then leave, I guess. Leave the game and, wait for the next day to acquire the other daily. But if you actually stick around, you want to play the game, you like it, you want to keep playing, well then I suggest going to Chaos Towers. And after you clear a Chaos Tower, you gain 25 Defender medals, more than Incursions. Incursions give you 13 Defender medals. And yeah, I mean, obviously I went with Chaos Towers because they give me 25. Now something important to notice is that clearing out Defender Chaos Towers of like after Chaos Tower 1 you want to go to Chaos Tower 2, 3 and so forth. But if you're farming for Defender medals, that's practically useless, because you don't gain more Defender medals as the Chaos Towers ascend. You pretty much gain the same thing. You only gain better loot, better experience, and better gear by grinding through that. And the thing is, with your ascension levels and all the gold that you'll be farming from just doing the first Chaos Tower for those 25 Defender medals, you'll pretty much have enough to upgrade your character's gear to maximum. You'll acquire the ascensions through experience and basically acquire basically become gradually stronger as you go along. So you will come to a point where you can pretty much farm Chaos Tower 1 without a problem, like I'm able to do. And after you've done that, then you know, I mean, obviously, once Chaos Tower 1 becomes too easy, you would normally want to switch to like Chaos Tower 2, you know, right? Well, no, because you don't gain any more defender medals. You actually gain the exact same defender medals. And the thing is that the thing about starting off from 0, like I said, defender medals, you gain 25 defender medals. So let's put that out. 25 defender medals per game. That means 100 defender medals per 4 games. So that's like 40 defender medals to gain 40 games to reach 1,000 defender medals. And then in order to reach 10,000, that's 400 games. So yeah, you would need to play about 400 games, 400 Chaos Towers, no matter what difficulty. Like I said, Chaos Towers, all Chaos Towers pretty much give you the exact same defender medals. There's no reward for going into higher tier aside from basically making giving your characters some better gear. So unless you're actually to the point where you can actually say you're like, say for example, I don't know, your ascension level 500, and you want to go face a bit more challenge because you want to see more into the game, then yeah, then you can just do higher levels. Because if you're just farming for defender medals, you just need to do the Chaos Tower. Just Chaos Tower number 1 is better, because every time you do it, you acquire experience, you acquire the gold, you upgrade, you become stronger, and essentially you will be doing Chaos Towers faster and faster and faster. So why go to a higher difficulty where basically you'll just slow down your progress, and just stick to the one that you already know and just continuously grind it. Since you'll be doing it faster and faster and faster, then that's pretty much a win. That's more defender medals at a faster rate. And now this is not including the dailies. This is actually 400 games about, give or take, without including the dailies. Dailies do give you about 200 up to from 200 to 400 defender medals per day. It can vary depending on the mission itself. Now, once you do that, the way I see it, the way I have it in my head is that if I do the daily at least once, well, not at least once, I do the daily every day, and I acquire the average number of whatever I acquire of defender medals, then I do enough Chaos Towers to basically farm gold and experience to increase my ascension level and my gold, at the same time to get those extra 25 defender medals, and at least square my number to 20. If I get not 20, square my defender medal numbers to 500 per day. If I can get 500 defender medals per day, then that's within 20 games, I pretty much have enough for a new character. So yeah, now I have seen other videos that require you to, like, you know, farm this and that and this in a specific location, but those videos you'll notice that the level they're playing is yeah, a lot, and they have really powerful gear, all of it maxed out, and on top of that, they're also ascension level 500 plus. So yeah, that's going to take a while before you can it's going to take a long while before you're able to reach that far. And you're going to want to acquire those new characters. You don't want to acquire better gear or go through the Chaos Towers until you've acquired the characters that you want to acquire, the characters that you want to stick with. Because that's pretty much the important thing. The most important thing in the game to collect is the Chaos Towers. The heroes. You want to acquire the new heroes, play with them, enjoy, have your fun, and once you have enjoyed playing with them, you will basically move on to you know, seeing how strong you can become. Unless of course you get bored and you just, you know, move to the next game. You have every right to do so. So until then, it's all going to be a committed grind for defender medals. So with 500, so yeah, as long as you have the patience and just enough time to farm 500 defender medals per day, that's pretty much, within 20 days you pretty much have enough to acquire a new hero. Now 20 days, I know it's like it's a lot, but then again, is 400 games any faster? That's still going to require, like, 24 hours every, like, what? You're going to have to be playing for like 24 hours every day, essentially, until you reach that far. But, you know, like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to tire yourself out. You have other things to do in your life, and you just want to play a little bit. You know, you only have maybe like an hour or two at the very most to spare. So as long as you do like this, you'll pretty much have enough. And you can even play other games and go do some other progress in other games because, you know, obviously, why not? So, as long as you do that, you pretty much have enough. In less than a month, you will pretty much have enough to acquire a new character, extending your gameplay even further, starting fresh, acquiring the Defender medals. If you're like me, you're not going to want to rush acquiring a new character and just speed leveling them up through like chaos towers like most people do. No, you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to, you know, go through the campaign again with these new characters, see how they work, see how they feel. Not use any of your like over leveled characters, just use the character that you just acquired, see how they work in order to like get you to like get a good feeling as to what their defenses are, how they work, how your hero's abilities work, and so forth. So it's an enjoyment. Basically, the whole point of acquiring new hero is once you've acquired them, you pretty much enjoy having them. And if you speedrun leveling them up just to go, oh, okay, I acquired this hero, on to the next hero, then it's not a very efficient way to do things. So as far as the progress that other people have done for Defender medals and the things that they do is that, yeah, they're actually like severely higher level. They have better gear, and most of them I have noticed they kind of have spent money, real money to the game. For me, in a free-to-play game, if you spend money, then you pretty much might as well just buy a game, you know? If you spend money and gain access to everything. But if you're playing a free-to-play game, then you want to be committed to it, then you're gonna basically want to, you know, do some grinding. You're gonna be considering yourself as a good grinder, and you're gonna want to like just grind the Defender medals legit and then do the game. But that at the same time means that you're not gonna have the time or the resources to be able to like reach the point where, you know, like you have severely good gear that can get you all the way to like, I don't know, Chaos 5 or 7 and Incursion 7 and stuff like that. So yeah, the way I see it, the way I actually believe is that the way you collect Defender medals, the way I actually have it for collecting Defender medals is, as long as I gather, like I said, again, 500 Defender medals per day, then that's pretty much in 20 days, at least in 20 days, I have Defender medals. And while grinding those 500 Defender medals, I'll be acquiring experience from killing enemies in Chaos Towers, and I'll be acquiring gold at the same time, able to level up my shards, my gear, and basically my relics to make my defenses a bit more stronger. By the time I actually acquire a new character, my defenses will probably be strong enough to be able to clear out those Chaos Towers number 2. And I don't know, if you feel like, you know, like if you feel like after you've like reached to the point where, you know, okay, you've made your character level 15 and you want to grind some new like gear for them and all of that, then yeah, might as well go to the next one if you're feeling like you're ready, as long as they can actually survive at that point. So yeah. And this is all just from grinding just Chaos Tower number 1. Because, like I said, Chaos, going through the Chaos Towers doesn't get you any more Defender medals. They all gain you a basically average of 25. So, there's no point in going through them unless you are one of those people who just want to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger with the heroes they already have. If you're happy with the heroes you already have. If you want just those heroes, if you want to have fun with just those heroes, then you're just gonna want to get your hands on Defender medals. And just completing Chaos Tower 1 and acquiring all the experience and gold to basically level up and become stronger and stronger and stronger, clearing it even faster, while combining it with the daily, that's pretty much all you need to do to acquire all the Defender medals you need to essentially get you set up for the heroes. So, I don't think when other people make like when other people like make a video as to like how to farm for Defender medals, like I don't think they actually it comes to the point where, oh yeah, you know what, I can clear I can clear Chaos Tower, I don't know, 5 super easy, it's no problem. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm Ascension level 1000, I've spent the Defender medals on upgrading my gear to maximum, and also Defender medals on basically acquiring legendaries from like merchants and stuff in order to like become super powerful. You can't do that if you're patient enough and you feel like you're going to be spending a lot of time in the game. Then if you're feeling like you're committed enough to do that, then sure, go for it. But if you're not, then and you just want to move to the next game, you want to like, you don't want to spend too much time in one game. You don't have the time for it maybe, but you still want to play then, but while still making progress. Then I believe this is the best way to do it. This is the most, like, I guess the most beginner's way to do it, without having to spend too much resources or too much even real money into acquiring all the things that you need to be able to like farm a higher level chaos tower, which is utterly pointless considering that it gives you either like it gives you the exact same defender medals, or with incursions they give you less defender medals. Like, I mean, you're thinking about, okay, clearing chaos towers faster or incursions faster, even if it's lower defender medals, you will get you the defender medals faster. No, because as you just clearing the first chaos tower, you still gain experience, you still gain gold, you'll still become stronger, you'll still gain ascension points, and you'll gain loads of them, because there's pretty much not limit, there's like a lot of them. So you'll become gradually stronger even with your max tier gear, which should clear you through chaos towers fairly easy at some point. And at the time of this video, I'm actually not that high leveled in my gear. Like, I've acquired the best gear that I can acquire by default, and now I'm basically committed in using all the gold that I collect in order to level them up, so that I can clear dungeons a lot faster. Then acquiring that experience in order to increase my essential levels to become stronger, so I can clear it even faster and faster, acquire those 25 defender medals, and pile up at least 500 defender medals per day, so that I can at least have a new character every 20 days. So that's the way I've seen it. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, wait, 20 days? Really? Do I have to wait that long? Well, unless you're willing to pay, yes, you're gonna have to wait that long, because essentially, that's originally, that's the whole point of paying in a free-to-play game, isn't it? To essentially make you progress faster. So if you're really one of those guys who wants to just acquire everything and anything, well, might as well just waste that money, get those resources, have fun with it, and then leave for the next game. But then isn't it a waste? Isn't that an actual waste? You're just wasting money in a free-to-play game where you can just be patient and acquire everything in it. Once you acquire, the way I see it, you're not going to want to acquire every character unless you're one of those people who want to acquire every character. You're not going to be the one who like spends all his time acquiring every character. You're going to want to acquire at least 4 new characters. 4 new characters to replace all the 4 old ones. Even though the old ones can get you through all the campaign, obviously you're going to want to acquire new ones. You're going to acquire new ones in order to, replace those 4 old ones that got you through the campaign. You got bored of them, you got used to them. You want new ones. You want those new characters. So obviously you're going to be spending your defender medals for them, and specifically them, for the new characters. And that's basically 4 new characters at least. So if you actually consider the base amount of 4 characters, then you're basically just going through campaigns or going through like whatever in order to level them up. And once you've acquired the characters that you want and you're fine with, then you can just you can like level them up, acquire gear, go through the chaos towers again. Like I said, you can acquire your first character very easily from the campaigns, so you're going to have at least one character who's going to be your favorite, who you're going to want to stick with from the get-go. So he can be the one character that, helps you through the Chaos Towers, while you level up all the other ones that are new, acquire new gear for them, and basically level up. Don't forget that essentially you'll be acquiring gear for your highest character, which should be the character you acquired from the very get-go. So yeah, you'll be able to equip your new heroes with that. And me, I like switching between heroes. I don't want to stick to one hero all the time. I want to switch between them. That's the whole point of being able to switch between heroes. To have them, to switch between them, and to use them. If you don't use all the heroes, then that's pretty much just a waste. Might as well just stick with the one character. But at the same time, it's important because of those defenses. Like I said, when you acquire a new hero, make sure that you have a good variety of both barricades, turrets, and traps, as they'll become in handy. And as you will notice that when you clear Chaos Towers, every Chaos Tower has a special type of enemy. These enemies only exist in that Chaos Tower level. For example, in Chaos Tower number 1, you will gain enemies who have shields that basically are a bit resilient against turrets, which makes traps a lot more effective against them. on Chaos Tower number 2, basically you fight against these orc type enemies with electrical who are a pain in the ass, who will disable traps the moment they get close to them, meaning making traps utterly useless. That's where you need turrets. But the first tier, the first tower 1 characters will not be there, meaning it's only like one special unit per Chaos Tower level. So you're gonna have to, as long as you have a good variety of both barricades, towers, and traps, you should be good to go. Then simply leveling them up. So yeah, aside from that, I think as long as you basically do that, as long as you just, focus on Chaos Tower 1, grind your daily, gain enough for the day, then move on to the next day. Just be patient. Just be patient with grinding those defender medals, and you'll pretty much have enough. You'll have a new character a lot faster than you would have if you were to spend either real money, which is a waste, or if you were to spend a full day just committedly grinding over and over. And not also considering the amount of progress you would need to do to begin with in order to reach the point where you can actually committedly grind that far. I mean, let's be honest. Farming for defender medals, sorry about that, at a very higher level like defense tower or incursions or chaos tower or whatever, I mean, the amount of progress you would need to do is essentially the amount of progress like you could easily do in just one chaos tower with the gear that you basically are going to be acquiring in order to become stronger and stronger and stronger, and that's pretty much it. So there is still you still have to consider the progress. Like when you see another person's video and seeing how they farm, you have to consider two things. First off, have they spent money? You can tell by seeing if they have any customizations on, or if they have more than 600 gems or diamonds, whatever they're called, because you gain 600 gems from the get-go just by completing the campaign. After that, you can only buy gems. So if someone has more than 600 gems, then that means he's bought stuff in the game. He has spent money. And considering that you only have a maximum of 12,000 defender medals, the chances are that you'll never really know if he has spent any defender medals with money. And also the other thing, aside from those diamonds and spending the real money, you also have to consider what kind of gear level he has, the amount of progress he has done, the amount of time he has spent grinding those gear, and what like chaos tower he is, and what ascension level he is, because ascension levels are important. And if a guy is ascension level 1,000, yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm grinding this chaos tower 7 or whatever, and I acquire a lot of defender medals and stuff, I can do this really super fast. But yeah, before, like, you who are new to the game, how the hell, by the time you reach defender like chaos tower 2, you're probably going, with all the progress you've probably done, you'll be grinding enough stuff to essentially farm everything. You'll be grinding enough stuff to basically enough defender medals to acquire your character anyways, just by doing that. So instead of focusing through that, might as well focus on Chaos Tower 1, acquire that steady stream of 25 defender medals, and that's pretty much it. All you gotta do is be patient, and with the combination of the dailies, you should have, like I said, a new character every every 20 days, which I think is fine. Once you have acquired all the characters you want, then it's just enjoying yourself, having fun, playing around. Then only then you're basically gonna be going crazy with the ascension levels, gonna feel like, okay, now that I have all of this progress done, it's worth spending some real money just to give to the developers, or just because I want to for my own personal gain. And then I'm going to be focusing through Chaos Towers from Chaos 1 to Chaos 7 to see how far I can go to become stronger. Because that's when you're done. You have acquired all the heroes you wanted. Until then, however, it's all going to be a committed grind for defender medals. The most important resource in the game, which you don't want to waste by spending it in upgrading. You use your gold. Use that gold to upgrade your gear and your shards. Do not use defender medals, because in order to max out your gear, you would need 24 defender medals to max out your gear. That's 24, not 24. You need 52 defender medals to max out any gear. That's two Chaos Towers worth of defender medals. And if you want to focus, if you're like me and you want to just focus all your defender medals for acquiring new heroes, you're gonna want to use your gold. So unless you're using that gold, yeah, don't use defender medals for anything else. So this is my perspective on farming defender medals. So a recap, what I do is I do my daily per day, and I farm enough chaos towers to acquire at least 500 gold. While I do that, I'll be gaining gold and experience to increase my ascension level and to level up my relics and gear and stuff like that, gradually becoming stronger, allowing me to farm Chaos Tower 1 even faster. And like I said, Chaos Towers do not give you more medals the higher level they are, so not much point there. And you will be gradually becoming stronger through your ascension levels simply through Chaos Tower 1. So farm that and you'll have, and by the time you actually have your first character, you should have enough gear to become strong, to at least be able to, like, you know, support your new character or go to Chaos Tower 2 if you feel like it. And you'll also be able to just committedly grind to acquire new heroes. So this is my perspective. If you, I mean, feel free to share your perspective into this. Feel free to tell me if you think my idea is decent. Let me know what you think about, oh yeah, like, I don't know, if there are videos that actually are better than what I'm actually, you know, than my strategy. And, you know, consider that, okay, they haven't spent any money. They haven't, like, have, like, I don't know, over 100,000 million, whatever, gold. And they haven't, like, they're not ascension level, like, 500 plus. Because at that point, you know, the amount of playtime you will be doing is pretty much enough to acquire a new character by that point. So that's my perspective. That's my idea. This is my video. I'd like to thank you for watching, if you actually watched this long. Stay cool, and I'll see you later, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.